Thank you, ma'am. Okay, you guys, I'm Brittany Hitch. I'm a Black Diamond here. I am one of your leaders, and I'm just so grateful to hang out with you and teach you some of the things that I have learned, some of the things that have been working for me. Um, and I think that we all love to just have like a system. It feels secure, it feels safe when you know that you can look a new person in the eye and tell them exactly what to do. That was a problem I had in my last business is I couldn't look at somebody and tell them exactly what I did to get where I was. There wasn't just like a process. It was just like, okay, well, good luck. And here, that's not the case. We have a way of doing things that makes it so that the newest person can win. Because one thing that Jake Spencer always says is people love to see new people having fast success with something new. So you want to like whoever comes into your business, you want to make them your newest project and help them have as much success as possible as fast as possible. So, I learned everything from Francesca Fields, and when I came in, you guys, I was broke as a joke, needed some money. I needed to make 4,000 a month. 4,000 a month was going to make it so that we were going to make it to the next paycheck because, there's living paycheck to paycheck and we were less than that. So I needed to make 4,000 a month so that we could at least make it. But when I came in, Francesca had just hit Blue Diamond and she was making 90,000 a month. And I was like, I couldn't even fathom 90,000 a month. But she told me, girl, we have systems. This is how we do things. And I'm like, okay, if you can do it, I can do it. I'm going to do it. Tell me what to do. I don't care how uncomfortable it makes me feel. I don't care if it's something I'm not used to doing or whatever. Girl, you tell me what to do and I will do it. And I did, and it works. So that is why we preach these systems. And I want you to know whatever you do, and whatever you teach your team to do, that is what's going to get duplicated down. So it's really, really easy to cut corners. It's really easy to skip the launching and the goal setting and the systems we have. It's easy to like not do that because it does take work and effort and time. But when you cut those corners, your business is going to show it. And so I want to encourage you guys to be very, very thorough when someone new comes in your business. Some of you guys have also maybe have heard Jake talk about, when you see those notifications pop up of a new ambassador in your business, it's not a trophy. It's actually a liability because they have no idea what they're doing. They're just kind of like a lost baby. He calls it with like a dirty diaper. It got kind of weird in my retreat, but it's true. They don't know what to do. And it's up to you to literally scoop them up and teach them, hold their hand, and run them out at least to executive. Okay. So when someone comes into your business, they are trusting you. So you can't just ghost them. You can't just leave them high and dry. You literally have to not literally grab their hand, but figuratively grab their hand and help them. Okay. So, our systems. When I sign somebody new, I always send them a welcome text. And so you can send them whatever you want, whatever works for you and your team, just keep it consistent. But I send a welcome text. And in the welcome text, it just welcomes them to the business, to my team. I let them know, hey, we have this amazing app. Go ahead and download it. This is our launch document. Go ahead and print that out. It tells them the Facebook pages that I'm going to add them to. It tells them I'm going to add them to a chat and that we need to schedule their launch and goal setting call ASAP. Okay. So it just kind of is like a fast intro to everything. So then next is the launch. Launching your newest ambassador is so important because, well, it's so important to do ASAP. When I say ASAP, I mean the first 24 to 48 hours. I'll tell you why. When your newest ambassador signs up, their excitement is here and their fear level is down here. I'm sure you guys all know what I'm talking about because you probably felt the same way. When you join, you're on a high and you're like, yes, sky's the limit, right? But if you don't launch within the first day or two, what happens? Their excitement goes down and their fear goes up. If you wait another day, their excitement goes down, fear goes up, and then it switched, and then they're gone. You're not going to get them. They're not going to get them back. They're not going to be excited. They're not going to do the things they need to do because now they're more scared than they are excited. So you need to launch them right away. Okay, so the launch. In that text that I send, this document is linked in there. So you have them print this document out and tell them, when we get on our call, I need you to have it filled out. Okay. So in my text, I also have a recording of a launch so that they can watch it, and then I reiterate it on our call. So I'm just going to take you through this document if you've never seen it. Um, there are different versions of this. There is a newer, updated one in the back office, I think. But for some reason, I just keep going back to this one because this is the document that I was launched with. And it's just really simple. And I like simple. And your newest people, I promise you, they like simple. So this is the document. Everyone needs to know their website, right? That's where they send people who want to buy products or who want to join as an ambassador. You need to know that. Everyone needs to know their ambassador ID number, because if you have any customer service issues, they're going to need your ID number. Or if you go to your silver liaison or whoever, you just need to know that number. Your upline silver leader has a liaison. So you guys, a lot of websites have, chat features, and the chat usually isn't very helpful. Our chat is actually really helpful. They're awesome. So you can always go into your back office and write into the chat if you have questions. But if there's something that they can't help you with, your silver leader, your closest silver, has a liaison that can help with things. And then your start date. So your start date, whatever day you signed up, write it down, because you have the rest of that month plus the full following month to hit Builder Pro and Executive and get your fast start bonuses. So it's really important that everyone knows what their executive time clock looks like so that they know when they have to hit executive by to get that full 750. Okay. Then you walk people through their why. Why are you doing this? Obviously, this business is fun. Our community is incredible and the money is amazing. But it has to be deeper than that, because there are days where it gets hard and it can be defeating and it's a roller coaster. And you guys, the faster you learn not to ride the roller coaster of emotions that this business can bring, the more successful you're going to be, because you're going to know, oh, I'm on a down. It's okay. We're going to go up. It's all part of it. It's all business, right? But you have to dig deep and know why you're doing this. I started this business because I was desperate. I hit what I felt was rock bottom for our family when my daughter went to my mom asking for dog food for our dog because we didn't have any and we couldn't afford it. And I had never asked my parents for help. I probably wouldn't have ever. I didn't want anyone to know how bad it was. I was just like, no, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. But when my 7-year-old went to my mom and asked her for dog food for our dog, it broke my heart. And it made me like in my mind just go, enough is enough. This is it. Like, no, I'm doing this because my 7-year-old should not be worried about money. Um, I had been watching Francesca build a business here for 18 months. So I knew what was possible. I knew what she was doing. I knew how successful her team was with her. And so I knew that I could do it too. And so that was my why, was to get my family to not be paycheck to paycheck, to pay our bills on time, because that wasn't happening. Then it continued to evolve. And then I was like, well, let's get out of debt. Then we got out of debt. And now it's just dreaming and giving and helping people, because it's no longer a financial need. It's just helping other people dream big with me. So think about why you're doing it. Tell somebody. It can be your sponsor. It can be a sideline. It can be someone not in queue. I don't care. But tell somebody so that they can help remind you and hold you accountable when you are feeling those things. And this is really, really important to talk with your newest ambassador about. You need to have that connection. You need to build that trust and have those conversations with them. Okay. Then the goal setting and the systems. This little purple like arrow system thing, that's the system, you guys. When people say we have systems, this is it. And it is so dang simple. Okay, first thing is the launch. That's what this is. This is the launch. You're teaching them everything they need to know so that you can help them hit the ground running. As soon as you're done launching someone, they are ready to pique interest. So, piquing interest is reaching out to people in voice messages. Try to refrain from typing messages out. It just does not hit as hard and as clearly as when someone gets to hear you say their name with your voice. And they also get to hear your confidence and your excitement. It is just different. Okay. So, reaching out to people, not being weird about it, not sending those weird hey girl messages, but just like, oh my gosh, Katie, this is going to sound crazy. And I swore that I would never do something like this. But I just partnered with my friend Britt. She is doing huge things here in the business world. I think that you would love to meet her. This company is just insane. The timing, the comp plan, the products, all of it. She's making, I don't, it doesn't even matter anymore. You don't have to say what I'm making, but just hype it up and just say, hey, she's going to share her story and show us how she did it. Are you free a Tuesday at 8? That's it. It's not weird. It's only weird when you overthink it and you make it weird. So, piquing people's interest, messaging them also by posting on social media. Instagram, Facebook, however you want to do it. Use when you make your first like peak post, use a personal picture. Don't use a graphic or some salesy something, whatever. Use a personal picture and just share your heart. Don't overthink it. Don't don't be MLME. Just share your heart. I literally, for me, I swore that I would never do network marketing. I fell into it a few years ago. And when I decided to give it a go, I just decided in my head, I am not going to do it how I see most people do it. If I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it the right way. And so, you guys, I always take extra time. I might not post as much as some people do, but it's because I thoroughly write out every post myself. I don't copy paste posts. I don't take from other people. I genuinely share whatever I'm feeling or something that I want to talk about. And my audience, they know that. They can feel that it's from me and it wasn't copied 20 times before that. Um, and so when you pique interest, just don't be weird. Read through it. Read it through a lens and ask yourself, would this attract me? Or would I be annoyed by this? And if you feel like you might be annoyed by it, or if it feels kind of salesy, tweak it a little bit, change it up so that it would be attractive to you. Always ask yourself that, okay? Then, when someone is interested, whether it's through a message or on your post, it says the sheet says webinar, but that just means you get them on a call. Okay. You get them on an opportunity call. And as you guys know, we do them all the time. And every single one of you should be presenting. Okay. This, the common theme of all of this is that this business needs to be duplicatable. It can't just be possible for the few, for a five few to get to the top. This has to be an airtight system where everyone is able to do all of it. So you might see, for a while, I was doing a lot of the opportunity calls because it took me a long time to present. And then I was like, no, I have to get in the saddle. I have to get all my team in the saddle. I don't know why I say in the saddle. I've never rode a horse, but whatever. Just sounded right. One other thing that I've learned from Jake Spencer, I've learned a lot from him. He is like the greatest mentor I've ever had in this business. He said that the goal should be to have as many meetings as possible per day on your team. So for me, like I want to have like hundreds of meetings, opportunity calls happening all the time on my team. And that could be, you and like two other people. It could be a really intimate Zoom call where you just kind of share about everything. It can be a larger call at night where everyone on your team invites everyone to that call. It doesn't matter what kind of call it is, as long as there are presentations happening, because you will find the most success when you have the most exposures. You want people exposed to this business. So if you are not presenting yet, let's get you presenting. A lot of times, I think when it comes to presenting, we overthink it. We we overthink everything in life. Hello. But when it comes to presenting, all you have to do is share your story. You don't have to get overwhelmed with facts and statistics and ingredients and product information. That stuff isn't important. And that stuff would have never impressed me. It wouldn't. It was when Fran just shared her story and shared the comp plan and shared the systems and just shared the things that really attracted me. I get lost when people talk about products and ingredients. I'm like, I don't, it just doesn't compute in my brain. I'm not a green personality. And so I don't even go there. So when you present, that was another thing that Jake shared with me, is he just said tell stories. So when I do an opportunity call presentation, I just share stories. I share my story. I share my personal stories with Mark and Jake. I share my personal stories with the products, and just a couple of them that make me feel good. I share stories of the business and how the money has blessed my family, how we're debt free, and how people on my team are winning. And that's it, basically. So all you have to do is share stories. Okay, that was a tangent about presenting. Okay, so then when someone is exposed on an opportunity call, that's the webinar. Afterwards, they're going to have questions. It's natural. So then what you do, even if you know the answers, listen up, okay? Even if you've been here for a couple months and you learned a lot of things and you know all the answers, you have to model the system. And by modeling the system, you are showing your newest person they can do it too. Because in this whole process, there are 3 questions that they're asking themselves. Can I do this? Does this make sense? And will somebody help me? And so as you are going through this whole process, they have to have all of those boxes checked. So if you get into after the opportunity call and they have questions, again, even if you can answer it, add your sponsor to your chat. You edify them, you say all these great things about them, and you build them up. Then you introduce them in the chat. And this, again, is showing your newest person that they don't have to know everything either, because someone else is going to come help. Okay. So you add someone to the chat. Then it brings validation. It helps you kind of tag team it. And then if it's the right fit, you close them. And knowing the right fit, I don't know, Katie, have you guys had Kelly do the teach you guys like the screening questions and all that stuff? Yeah. Okay. So knowing if it's the right fit is asking them those questions. Do they want to have a business? Are they willing to have an auto ship? Are they willing to come to Dallas? Are they willing to be launched in the first 24 to 48 hours? Are they willing to put in the time? All of those questions, make sure that they're a good fit, because you want to spend your time on the right people. So for me, it might seem harsh, but I will spend the majority of my time with the people who have their auto ship and a Dallas ticket. Those to me are non-negotiables. And if they're not willing to do those things, then they don't get my time, because my time away from my family is precious and your time away from your family is precious. So you want to be really choosy on where you spend your time, and it has to be with people who are serious. Okay, so then if it's the right fit, you sign them up, you send them whatever welcome text you guys have, and then you add them to your page, you add them to chats, and then you get them on a launch call. Do you see how simple the system is? It literally shows every single person that they can do this too. If you have time to invite to a call, if you have time to add someone to a chat, you can do it. Like anybody can do it. It's awesome. Okay, so that's the system. Very simple. Then I just kind of go over the rewards and how important auto ships are. Again, how they're non-negotiable. They tell me that you're serious about the business. But when your auto ship runs, you also earn reward points. So for months 2 to 6, it's 10% of the PV amount, and then it goes up as you're more consistent. And the points accumulate, and then you can trade in your points in your back office for free products. Here's the thing: you can always change your auto ship date. I suggest having it the 1st or the 5th of the month for weekly pay. And you can always change out the products in your auto ship. But if you ever fully delete your auto ship, any rewards points that you have accumulated, they go away. So just make sure you don't ever fully delete it. Just change things out. Okay, so this is where we goal set. Depending on your newest person's goal, that's going to tell you how aggressive you need to be with them in your process of holding their hand and running them out. Okay. So if they say, you know what, I really need to be bronze by next month. Again, just so you know, bronze in like 2 months, 3 months is not that realistic. People, I mean, we're popping them out like crazy, but like it's not the standard, just so you know. But if someone says, hey, I need to be bronze by next month, you know, okay, you better buckle up, you better clear your schedule because you're gonna be on a lot of calls and you're gonna be working really, really closely with this person based on that goal. Okay. Then on that call, you set up and you both get your phones out and you set up your their fab their wow, I can't talk, their fab five. Okay, the fab five, it's just the name for it. I don't really even know why. And on this paper it says the five people that you know, love, and trust the most. Okay, yes, you can invite those people that you know, love, and trust the most, the ones that will come support you no matter what. Totally invite them. My opinion, that is very, very much an MLM thing to do. Okay. Here, we want to grow an insane business. So, one thing that I learned from Marielle is she'll ask people, she'll say, hey, if you were working on this $1 million project and you could invite 10 people to come hear your pitch to be a part of this project with you, who would you invite? And then I guarantee you, the people that you invite are different than the ones that you know, love, and trust the most. You're going to think of people who are hustlers, who are go getters, who are influential, who are very business minded. Those are going to be the people that you want to invite, your dream teamers. And when you're starting a business, that's who you want to run with. So I say invite them all. Okay. So your Fab Five is basically just a private opportunity call. And it's special because it allows the sponsor to edify the newest person and bring validation that they work closely together. So when I do a Fab Five call for my newest person, they know that I'm a Black Diamond and I'm on the council and all these like really cool things. And then their newest people on the call see that we know each other and we work together and that they have access to all of that. Okay. So on that call, I just share everything like a normal opportunity call because they're usually smaller. I'll do questions at the end, and then it helps them just like get a jump start on their business. And then what else I do at the end of it is I say, hey, if you are, while we were talking, if you have thought of people that you want to hear this information, we're going to do this same call tomorrow or the same call on Wednesday, same time, same link, invite whoever you want. And then you help them start to snowball their business and it just explodes. That's exactly what Francesca did with me. She just would continuously host these private opportunity calls for just me and my new people. And I think my first one had, I don't know, 5 people on it, like not a lot. And then they just kept growing and growing because then those people invited people and those people invited people. And then they got up to like several hundred. And it's just been so, so cool. So that is the Fab Five. So on this call that you're on with your people, you get your phone out and you put it in your calendars and then you help them invite. So ideally, when they sign up and you send them that welcome text, you say, hey, print out this document, fill it out as best as you can, and then we'll go over it. So now when you get to this part, they have their list filled out. And the one thing I want you guys to know, and I want you to share with your teams, is not to discount anybody. It's so easy to like start to make a list and think, oh, she'd be awesome, but I'm not going to message her because she's probably going to say no anyways. And I don't want her to think that I'm weird or anything. So you don't even write their name down. I'm telling you, if you don't write their name down and you don't reach out to them, someone else will, and they will end up either on someone else's team or in someone else's company, and you are going to lose a dream teamer. Be careful. No scarcity mindset. There are plenty of people to go around, but don't discount anybody. You guys, network marketing had a stigma a few years ago, right? And it was maybe weird or pyramid scheming or whatever you want to call it. It's 2021 and everybody is in network marketing. It's not a question of, oh, do you do it? It's what company are you with? It's just times have changed. Zoom used to be weird. It's not weird anymore. Thank you, 2020, for that. Everybody's on Zoom. Okay. Write every name down. So then when you're on this call and you get to this part of the call with them, you help them start to reach out. practice what to say. And then you can have them mute themselves, you can mute yourself, and you help because you just scheduled the Fab Five, you help them start inviting to the call. And some people do it differently. You guys, Brandon Stevens, when he's on these calls with his newest people, he does not let them get off the call until they have 3 new customers and 5 confirmations to their Fab Five. Otherwise, they're staying on the call until they have those things. Some people help them invite the first 5 and then they get off and then they'll keep going, or however you want to do it. You just have to help them get into action. So many people, and you guys have maybe been in this position before, where if you have joined a company before, you either sign up and you're excited and then you get ghosted and you don't know what to do and you feel paralyzed because you don't know what's next. So don't be that leader. Walk them through it, help them be confident, and help them take those action steps, because I think we can all agree that getting into action is the hardest part. Okay. So then after you do that, then we just kind of go over these last few things. So stay plugged in. Q News. I'm hearing background noise. I don't know where it's coming from. So the Q Sciences news page is how corporate communicates with us. It is amazing. There's updates in there. There's product promos. But the thing that everyone needs to know is every Monday at 12 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, they go live for company updates, shipping updates. They're very transparent because it's a partnership that we have. They do promos. So, for example, today, if you guys were on Q News, you saw that they did the taste testing of some of the new flavors that people submitted. People won a couple $1,000s, like 2 people won $1,000, and then they release promos. So unlike, a lot of companies, it's like once a year at convention, there's all this hype and new stuff. We pretty much do something like that, like once a month. It's really awesome how this company consistently creates momentum for us. So put it on your calendar. Do not schedule any other call on Mondays at 12 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Make it a standing appointment in your phone because you need to be on it. You want your team to be on it. Set the tone. The movement page is Francesca's team page. There's a lot of training in there. It's awesome. You can add people to it if you want to. My team page is not on this sheet. I need to make a more custom sheet, but my page is called Q Collective, and I don't post a ton in there. It's just stuff you need to know. There's not going to be a lot of fluff. It's just very straightforward. In the events tab is where you will always see any upcoming calls that I have. Any opportunity calls or training calls or whatever, look in the events tab and you'll see the information. And then, as you know, Katie's page is the Q-laboration page. I'm sure you guys are all in it. So make sure that they know what each page is and what it's for. We have some product testimony pages that you can add people to as well. One's called Discovering a Quintessential Life. The other one is called A Quintessential Life, Real People, Real Stories. And then you tell them about events, because events are everything. You guys, there is a no coincidence direct correlation with people on my team who have gone to an event and then promoted, gone to an event and promoted, whether it's convention or Silver Summit or regionals or retreats or whatever it is. There is no coincidences that the people who are getting themselves to events are the ones who are flying through the ranks. Okay. So the next leadership summit is Silver Summit. It is in July. You have to rank silver by this month, and you get to go in July. And if you don't hit silver this month, I think the next one will be in August. And the one after that will be in November. And they're pretty consistent. And silver is just such an amazing rank to hit because you get the liaison, you get a pay raise, you get to go to Silver Summit. And if you guys don't know, Silver Summit is a private leadership retreat with like next level training at Jake Spencer's personal family cabin up in the mountains. They pay for your travel, they pay for your trip, they pay for it all. Silver Summit is definitely something you want to get to. And then convention. Our next convention is September 2nd to the 4th in Dallas, Texas. And tickets are getting close to being sold out. It will sell out. You guys, I cannot stress enough how badly you all need to be in Dallas. Okay. I have people buy their Dallas ticket when they are signing up. Like I just say, you just need to get it. Like if you want to be serious about this, you just need to get it now. Make sure that you have your ticket first, because if you don't have your ticket, you can't ask your team to get a ticket. And I promise you want them all there. um, I don't know if you've heard the stories of conventions, but Marielle, a few years ago, she walked in a Ruby ambassador and walked out Black Diamond from one convention. I had girls on my team at our convention in February. One of them walked in silver and left platinum. I had another one, I think, who walked in bronze, left gold. People just jump ranks at convention. Like you just can't describe it. I promise you want to be there. So September 2nd is Bronze Academy. So if you are bronze or above, you get to have an extra day of training. So shoot for bronze, get there. And the only other way to get to Bronze Academy and the silver dinner, if you are not those ranks, is the VIP ticket. The VIP ticket, again, that one will sell out as well. That gets you like priority registration. It gets you Bronze Academy, silver dinner, exclusive front row seating. It gets you lunch every day with the executives, not the rank, like the corporate staff, like Jake and Mark, and I don't even know who else. It gets you some private trainings. So that is an investment that I would really encourage you to make in your business. When Francesca was platinum, she invested in the VIP experience, and her business has never been the same since. So that is an amazing opportunity that they give us. And then the last thing to talk about is the FFM. You guys, if you haven't, Katie, it would be so cool and smart to have Sarah Spencer come train your team on how to recruit with FFM. A lot of times people talk about the FFM bonus. And Sarah will talk about, and she'll say, it's the FFM. It's not the FFB. It's not a bonus program. It's a financial freedom movement. And it's really exciting to your newest people when you can tell them, hey, you just joined. You don't have to have sold a product yet. You don't have to have found a business partner yet, but you have access to free financial coaching. Like you can email them right now, ffm@qsciences.com. Now, don't make them, because I was hearing from some of the FFM guys how they were getting emails saying, my sponsor told me I had to do this. They don't have time for that. They only want to coach people who want it. So don't make people do that as a part of your launch, but encourage them if they want that, if they want help with paying off debt and knowing what to do, what to pay off first, setting up a life insurance or retirement fund, or we have credit repair services. They are now partnering with a company to help with home loans, like you name it, anything financial related, the FFM is there to help you, and it's no cost to you. Okay. It's incredible. So your newest person can email them that same day, set up a meeting. And then at the fourth rank of elite, we have the bonus. And the bonus can be put towards debt. It can be put towards a retirement fund, student loans, mortgage, car payment, whatever you want. It's incredible, especially someone coming from a car program. That was the worst decision financially that we've ever made. I still have that dang car in my driveway and I'm getting rid of it in a couple months. I can't wait to just be done with it. But you guys, car programs are not what people think they are. It's literally feels like a scam. There have been, Sarah shared with me a certain company who she knew someone, I don't even know what the deal was, but 50% of their car program cars got repoed because people fall back in rank. It's part of it. And then they can't make the payment. Figure out. Okay.
All right, buddy, you're done. You're not eating anymore. You gotta watch. Put your hands there because that could hurt. Are you done?
You.
Are you done eating? Yes. You still eating your noodles?
No.
So you're.
Okay, there we go. Okay, eat your noodles, buddy. Okay. So the FFM is so special. And the FFM is something that you guys can recruit with on its own. Like aside from the comp plan, aside from the products, aside from the timing and the systems and all those things, you can recruit solely on FFM. It's so cool. So anyways, that is the end of the actual launch. So then during the launching and the goal setting, you find out what their goals are, how aggressive they want to be, and you help them get into action. You help them invite to the call that you guys just set up and put in your calendar. And then they're excited and you're holding their hand along the way and they feel like they can do this. They know they're not alone and they're not just like fed to the wolves. So, Katie, do you have questions or did all that make sense? Did that sound like, okay, we got this?
It is every single thing that I have been trying to move towards. So thank you so much for just affirming all of it. This has been amazing.
You're welcome. You are welcome. So, you guys, if you haven't been launched, I just launched you. If your teams haven't been launched, you can go back and do a group launch with them just so that they can learn those things and then they can begin to launch their new people. But just start duplicating this because, again, whatever you do is what's going to continue to get duplicated down. So, I hope that makes sense, you guys. If you have questions, you can reach out. But I'm excited for you to have a system in place so that now you know you can look your newest person in the eye and tell them, I know how to get you where you want to go. Okay. Thanks for hanging out and showing up and taking this seriously. And I hope that I get to meet every single one of you in Dallas. If you don't have your Dallas ticket, go get it.
Thank you so much, Brittany. This has been so amazing. And I can't wait to meet you also because
I know. I feel like I feel like I know you.
I feel so bad that I had to miss your retreat. So
no, it's okay. That's part of, I told you, that's part of the 5 F's. Family comes first. So
yes, for sure. Thank you so much. Thank you all for attending. Also, this has been absolutely amazing.
yes, thanks guys. Good night, y'all.
Okay. Thank you. Good night.
Bye.